speak. You made your vote, you think it count? The check you cash and shit then bounce. Egg prices really high. Damn. You worried about it, look to the sky. Damn. Praying by your bed at night. Damn. The pressure's on the shit is tight. Damn. Your life is wrong, you living right. Damn. You wanna leave it on tonight. Nobody can help you now. Don't try to call out now. You screaming, begging, asking please. Yeah, while praying down on your knees. It won't make a bit of difference. It won't make a bit of difference. Think you safe, think you fine. Yeah, lose your sanity, lose your mind. It won't make a bit of difference. It won't make a bit of difference. You think you safe, think you fine. Lose your sanity, lose your mind.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Korner Store podcast every Tuesday, every Thursday of every month. Welcome to the Korner Store podcast live stream. I am your host, OMD 300. What's happening? I hope you're doing well. I hope everything is good with you where you are. It is the end of the month, basically. It is the end of March. It's basically the end of March, man. It's basically the end of March. And the reason I know that is because it's March 19th. March Madness is on. College basketball is all over the airwaves. So you know it's almost the end of the month. 2026 is flying by. 2026 is zooming by. Before you know it, it'll be the middle of the summer. My AC is already on. We had full blast out here in the San Fernando Valley. It is going to be a whopping 97 degrees. A humongous hot heat streak has hit Southern California. It is driving people crazy. A lot of people are loving it. There's some people who like to be out in this heat, walking around. Me, not because of my weight or anything like that. I like to be cool. Even if it's a balmy 83 degrees here in the valley, that's perfect to me. I'm telling you. And that's a hot day as well, believe me. But that's warm enough to where it's just a light breeze. It's not really scorching. It's comfortable. You can go out, deal with the heat, wear a nice hat. But when it's 97, I don't care who you are. I don't care how much you want to sweat. That is too much heat. It's dangerous heat. It's actually a heat advisory going on in Los Angeles and Southern California area, all the way down to San Diego, all the way up the coast, up to Frisco. It's very, very hot on the western portion of the United States of America. With that said, there's also a lot of crazy stuff going on. The heat is being turned up on this fool, Donald Trump. Yeah, you heard me. We're talking about this motherfucker again, Donald J. Trump, the dude who is the 47th president of the United States and the only president that went to war with a country that's almost the same size as the state of Nebraska or some shit like that. And he is getting punked. He is getting punked. I'm sorry, bro. You're getting punked. It's the truth. There's no effing reason why the United States of America is at war with Iran. They can't even lie no more. The lies that they making and talking about, they don't even make no sense. Talking about, oh, Iran has been trying to get a nuclear weapon for the last 100 years. They keep saying it over and over again. By now, them motherfuckers have made a nuclear bomb. There's no fucking way they don't have some kind of nuclear capability. And they still haven't used it on nobody. I've never known. They say that these dudes fund terrorism and all this other. Man, get the fuck out of here. The lies don't even make no fucking sense no more. They fucking don't even make any sense anymore. The lies do not make any sense at all. Everything they're saying is absolutely and completely asinine. Ass 10, ass 11. To steal a corner phrase from another turncoat Stephen A. Smith. Listen to this shit right here. Listen to this.
You right now who are scared.
I say that you're a terrible reporter. That's what I say. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Peter. Go ahead. In Jim's defense, I've traveled with him and watched him. He's a diligent reporter who busts.
Well, I'm not a big fan of yours either. So
I understand.
To be honest,
so you repeatedly said
you aren't the best.
You have a hydrogen car. It has one problem: it blows up. You know. So I'm going to give that one to Peter. To let Peter test it out.
You said today that you had the biggest electoral margin since Ronald Reagan with 304 or 306 electoral votes. In fact, President Obama got 365 in 2008.
Well, I'm talking about Republican.
President Obama 332 and George H.W. Bush 426 when he won as president. So why should Americans trust you when you're misrepresenting information?
I was just given. We had a very, very big margin.
The question is, why should Americans trust you when you accuse the information they receive of being fake when you're providing information that's not accurate?
I was given that information.
This guy is the most biased reporter, NBC. Peter is such a bias. You should be able to ask a question. Same question in a better way. You are so obviously biased, and that's why the public has no confidence in the media. NBC News has less credibility, in my opinion, with guys like you than CNN.
I'm pro-life.
I've been
pro-life for a long time.
In 1999, you said you were pro-choice in all respects.
And I said, what did I say? You didn't read it. Read the full statement of what I said. Read the full statement. No, you're not reading the full statement.
You said Democrats would unleash a wave of violent crime that endangers families everywhere. Why are you pitting Americans? Why are you pitting Americans against one another, sir?
Peter, what are you trying to be him?
No, I'm just asking a question.
Let me just say.
Peter Alexander is the reporter from NBC News that be digging a fucking hole and all the shit this weirdo sumbitch be saying all the time. You families who children who just perished in this war, where an Iranian bomb landed in the camp that killed your kids. This piece of shit is the fucking murderer of your children. And if any American, whatever color you are, white, black, Asian, I don't give a shit, agrees with anything and any of the policies this psychopathic son of a bitch is putting out there, you're the fucking problem. I know America has a lot of sins, more sins than it ever could wipe away, more tears than they could ever dry up. I know they've destroyed many, many lives. I know they've killed hundreds and thousands and millions of people across the world to settle this land, to also wage war on other countries, thousands, hundreds. It's probably people that we don't even know about in secret wars that this government has fought all around the world. And there'll be bodies on bodies on bodies. The only thing I would like the United States to do to clean up its act is to answer for the things it's done in the past. If it can, and it's not always monetary. For black people, it should be some type of monetary compensation for being the descendants of slaves. We should get some kind of bread for that. Just like all the other people, the Japanese, the Jews, some Polynesian people, supposedly, Native Americans even got some money from the United States government, even though they damn near wiped out their existence in this country. Black people were slaves for over 400 years. 400. And has never received a penny. Has never received as much as an apology. And if we have received an apology, it's been something like this. I mean, we're sorry. We're sorry. The fuck kind of apology is that? And this is the dude they would choose to represent its dirtiest, dustiest, train track, underwear drawers, underbelly of what the real country thinks of not only us, to put this man in the office. That's what the people who voted this dude in, even if it is, let's just assume that vote that we just had to put him in was legal and there was no cheating. Let's just assume that the vote we just put in, this shit that just happened, this debacle of people not voting for Kamala Harris, who I do not like. Sometimes you have to vote for people you do not like. The difference being that when she would have got into office, we would not be in Iran. There would be a treaty with the Iranian government. There would be no fucking killer squads doing suicide bombings nowhere. There would be peace on earth. It would be still the status quo, but the chick would be trying to come up with policies to not only keep people being able to go to the doctor, lowering drug pills a little bit. It ain't gonna go down a lot, but she was gonna make it go down a little bit so people go, I can pay that. That's tough. But I can pay that. Or get the shit for free some kind of way if you low income. That chick would have been status quo to the point of making people's lives tolerable. I think that shit is garbage too, but it's better than what's going on now. Gas $8 a gallon in some places, man. What the fuck? A fucking 18 eggs in the fucking grocery store is 8 something. The fucking lady at the FDA or whatever that was, the nutrition talking about kids should eat. Dude, this country is losing its fucking mind. And the people who supposedly support this shit, your kids are the ones suffering the most. Which is totally an oxymoron and totally understood if you're suffering because you created your own suffering. Most people are stupid enough to create their own suffering. In this case, we had, not we, because you can't lump me in. You can't lump me in on some of the people that I know personally who told me I ain't voting for that bitch Kamala Harris. So you rather not, and then they say I didn't vote at all. You still fucked up. And I understand why I don't vote anymore. I'm gonna tell you why I don't vote anymore. It has nothing to do with anything but me being disheartened with this system as a whole. That's the reason why I stopped voting. I will not be casting another vote, not because I disrespect the act of voting, not because I disrespect the whole fucking thing, because I believe both sides are full of shit. If you only got 2 choices, and the 2 choices are eat brown doo-doo or eat tan doo-doo, I'd rather not eat doo-doo, because as far as I'm concerned, the government as a whole is shitty. The judicial system as a whole is shitty. All of it needs to be gutted. It doesn't work for certain people. It helps some, fucks up others. And then they have the nerve to have all the advantages and then say DEI. There's too many of you actually having Congress positions. There's too many of you flying airplanes. There's too many of you being congressmen. There's too many of you running for office. There's too many of you having a store. There's too many of you working at a job. There's too many of you having a license. We are never going to be accepted the way we want to be accepted in this country, period. We have to accept that and create our own utopias. We have to start building. There's abandoned towns all over the United States in pretty decent, halfway decent areas. I don't know if those towns are cursed. I don't know what's going on in the buildings. I don't know if the water, because you got to remember, if you create a town, you got to have a water service. People got to be able to have septic if they don't have any water on their land. The schools have got to be good. The people you hire in the schools. If you wanted to create a black town, there's a lot to that. Infrastructure, smart enough people, tough enough people too, to guard the town. You got to, if you wanted just an all black police force, not a corrupt fucking police force, guys who have families and that live in that town, that are invested in that town, cops that are willing to have a foot patrol in the town, to be able to walk around and let people know the police, walk through the neighborhoods waving at people, create a utopia. If you want to do that, you got to have uncorruptible people. It's hard to say you can find people that's uncorruptible. Plus, if you were to find every person that wanted to populate that town, and all of them were so-called vetted. I know that sounds crazy, but let's just say you know that all these people, let's say you find 50,000 people to create a whole town and a whole community with a downtown with shops and everything, and people can come and the haircuts and everybody know that shit sounds beautiful and everybody cool. Not everybody gonna be perfect. You could create a town where when somebody fall on their face, meaning drugs or something, they start drinking, everybody comes and we have an intervention. Man, we love you, man. We all family in this town. Everybody know each other. Everybody know the police. Everybody know the police ain't weird trying to touch your kids or beat your family up or nothing. We coming to dissolve shit. But if we need to whoop somebody ass, we know we have license to do so. Because there's going to be people that move in that don't understand the dynamics of the town, but they're going to get a taste of what it is. And plus, there will be people in the government that is going to speak against a town of nothing but black people. That's when you know this country don't want you here, period. Why would they care if you created a town that started to be viable in a state? Let's just say, I don't want to say New Mexico because I know blacks don't like desert too tough. Let's just say it's hard to know where you would go. It's hard to know. Let's just say Ohio. Fuck it. Because I know there's a lot of Midwestern towns. Like Ohio's very racist. A lot of people don't know that, even though Dave Chappelle and Afro Man just won a case against the police department in his Ohio town. He decided to leave California and move to Ohio. I don't even know if that Afro Man from Cali. I think he is from Cali. I'm gonna just say I think dude is from Cali and moved to Ohio. And he wasn't even at home, and the fucking police kicked in his door. See, that show you right there. That show you right there the kind of shit.
Behind these scars.
Damn, I don't know why this shit playing. That show you right there the kind of shit that be going on in Ohio. That show you the type of shit that be going on in Ohio. Now, if you could create a black town, you know damn well the surrounding areas in Ohio is not going to like that there's a town full of nothing but black people. What I bet, and I'm going to guarantee this, if that were to happen in Ohio, let's say, even New Mexico, because there'd be some hating, and I'm sorry to say this, Hispanics, there'd be some hating ass Hispanics too that would hate that it's a black town. They might not care. I don't know. I'm going to say there are some out there that probably going to be, because there's a lot of Latinos voted for Trump. So if they voted for Trump, you know where their heart's at. You know, they want to be down with the status quo, so to speak, because they kind of caught between being black and white at the same time with the straight hair and the dark skin, whatever. That's another identity crisis that's going on in this world is colorization. That shit is just insane to me. But I mean, what you fucking supposed to do at this point? There ain't a lot you can do, man. There ain't a lot you can do but just watch shit disintegrate right before your eyes. This world is nuts. It's losing its mind. And you got a guy. Let me see if I'm getting it right. I don't remember what this is. Now, listen to this sound right here. I'm not sure what this is. Well, there is some good in the world, though, that's going on. I want to, instead of always being negative, I'm going to play this for you. Listen to this right here. And it shows you, too, the racism that this dude has caused. This video is going to show you the racism that this dude has caused in this country. And even the kids in school are being tortured by all these racist people. Listen to this.
Alex Williams got an assignment for Black History Month. Describe a hero. She chose Bessie Coleman, the first African-American woman to earn a pilot's license in the United States.
She flew in the sky and she got to do everything that she wanted because even though everybody was like, no, you can't do that. You're a girl and you're Black. You can't do that.
But her third grade teacher told her Coleman, nicknamed Brave Bessie, was not a hero.
I was mad because I took all that work and my mom, she already got the board.
Alex's mother, who works at the FAA, pushed back.
That's when I switched into mommy bear mode and said, wait a minute. And so I grabbed my phone and I emailed her, and she, in turn, did say to me, no, she can't do her. She's not a hero. And I was like, I beg to differ.
What? But she said the teacher suggested more well-known figures like Harriet Tubman or Maya Angelou. And when it came time to present, Alex was not called on.
She cried.
Do you hear this fucking shit? They're even putting this racist shit in the teachers' heads. Who do you think this lady voted for? This teacher that told her that Bessie Coleman, who's basically a black Amelia Earhart, and for those who don't know who Amelia Earhart is, and remember, Amelia Earhart got lost at sea. She got lost at fucking sea. They never heard from her fucking ass again. No disrespect to you, Miss Earhart. Rest in peace. You obviously had a watery grave if you was trying to cross the Atlantic and you just died. Your plane crashed. You probably got caught in fog and couldn't see the ocean and crashed, I'm telling you. Because back then there was no navigation. You had to only navigate by the stars flying back then or terrain. And there was no night flying. There was no instruments for it. All you had back then when Amelia Earhart and this lady, Miss Bessie Coleman, had to fly to was the fucking sky and the terrain. That's it. So you mean to tell me because this woman is black and she's a pioneer, one of the first black people to fly, and it was a woman, that's not a hero? She gonna tell her Maya Angelou, some people that that white people deem appropriate heroes. They don't want her to tell about, because all the kids that's not black gonna be like, damn, there was a black lady back then. Wow. That's gonna open up minds to black people achieving great things. They can't have that shit. But there's a silver lining and there is a happy ending. Listen.
Very upset.
Her mom decided to take her to FAA headquarters, where she detailed Coleman's life to agency officials, including the deputy administrator.
Bessie Coleman was known as Queen Bess, Brave Bess. Bessie Coleman would walk on the wings of airplanes and parachute out.
Alex was also presented with a copy of a newly minted coin commemorating Coleman, along with a Coleman Barbie doll. What's the lesson for you, Alex?
Not to take no for an answer, because there's a big, gigantic yes at the end of the road.
Yamisha.
This is what they're trying to take away. This is the facts. That's why on Korner Store Television, if you go to my shorts, there are true Black history stories about the deaths of Black people, about mass graves of slaves that were trying to be freed that were in Texas. They murdered those people so they couldn't get away. Instead of being able to have them as slaves, knowing that they were free people, they killed them. This shit needs to be told. Bessie Coleman, people should know about Bessie Coleman being one of the first pioneer Black women to fly a fucking plane around this bitch. People need to know about that. The fuck is going on here? They need to know the Black history about the deaths. These kids out here shaking their ass at Daytona Beach like nothing's ever happened to us. That's the reason why you Black kids be flying off the handle in these schools. There's a curse. There's a scar on us that we have as a people. We need to know who we are. We need to know the things that we've done. We need to know what's been stolen from us. Intellectual properties. All of these fucking inventions and shit. This stuff needs to be known. These court stories about people being murdered in jail and prison and being hung in prison and being told that they self-killed themselves. These people have to answer for this shit. God's gonna handle it. Believe me, one day there's a special place in hell for all those people who have done these things. Believe me. Don't fall in despair. Don't let these people drag you down a hole that you can't dig out of. We're gonna be great, whether in the United States or have our own place one day. I promise you. I promise you. Nobody can go through the shit that Black people have gone through, and Black people in the United States who have been and they're Black. And I'm gonna tell you right now, Black people were already in this United States when they got here. And guess what? That shit right there is not alleged. It's already been proven. They not only found Egyptian hieroglyphics in the Grand Canyon, there's a section of a Grand Canyon that is completely and utterly off limits. And they will not let your ass in there. They have rangers and everything patrol that area all the time. Look it up. I promise you. When you look it up, you're going to be tripping. The Native Americans, the Seminole Indians was black. How the fuck that happened? That was before the fucking Pilgrims even got here. They was already niggas. There was niggas here already, man. They just made them slaves or killed them too. Cherokee's supposed to be black. Cherokee Indians supposed to be black. They was down in Florida. How the fuck they get here? How they black already then? The Blackfeet tribe. Look this stuff up. This shit is out there. These motherfuckers have been selling us bullshit. They will go and make these fucking history books, them same bullshit books we used to go to school with, and they would actually make us read that shit this is psychological warfare at its finest. They would make you read that shit, study to take a test on it. So it even make you, the reason why they're making you study is because they have retention. And you would know if a motherfucker asked you, what was the War of 1812 about? You'd quote that shit as it was gospel, and then turn out the shit was a lie. Make it make sense. Psychological warfare at its finest. Listen to what this motherfucker says right here.
They weren't supposed to go after all these other countries in the Middle East. Nobody expected that. We were shocked.
Are you surprised that nobody briefed you ahead of time that might be their retaliation?
Nobody, no. The greatest.
This stupid motherfucker said in the press, this was just yesterday, they was asking him, do you know he's scared now? He started a war with Iran and didn't know them motherfuckers was ready to get it. Iran has been waiting for the motherfucking American government to attack them for years. Don't they realize when they went after Iraq, Iran already knew we next. Iran's been preparing for this. Yeah, you could send missiles into people's houses. You could send all these agents in here, all the CIA, and they can line up all of our houses where our families stay, and you could kill all those people. We have people to replace them. Once they kill you, you take over. Once they kill her, you take over. Once they kill him, you take over. They already ready. They have succession. These are and the people that the more motherfuckers you kill, the more radical their leaders are going to become, because now you've killed several lineage of their politicians and their world leaders and their ministers, and now the people they're getting younger and younger by the minute. And the younger people got way more energy, and they have way more time for that ass, America. And then guess what? They got missiles like a motherfucker. They've been stockpiling munition for years. Cluster bombs, drones, fucking ballistic missiles. And y'all worried all of this shit about them having a nuclear bomb ain't shit if a motherfucker can scare the fucking bejesus out of you with some normal ass weapons. These motherfuckers bombing the shit out of Tel Aviv. Tel Aviv, we have the Iron Dome. No missile will ever hit Israeli soil. Yeah, right. Rain and fire on y'all niggas. I'm not laughing over the deaths. Your fucking leader, Netanyahu, brought this on y'all. He lied to y'all talking about they ain't gonna fight. I don't know what intelligence the Americans and the Israelis was getting, thinking that these people weren't gonna fight back tooth and nail. And the thing that's killing me and making me laugh even harder at this stupid ass fucking a provocation. This made no fucking sense to start this with these people other than y'all stealing some shit. Y'all are trying to steal a couple of things, natural resources and land. Y'all trying to take over Iran so you can bring a bunch of motherfuckers over there thinking you're going to take that shit over. Get that shit out of here. Y'all motherfuckers is tripping. And you have killed American people, innocent soldiers, just out there doing their job, making that bullshit paycheck. Now they dead. And you going to pay their fucking families little to nothing for the lives that y'all sacrificed. And this is what the rest of this clown said. He's all scared now. He says, we didn't think they was going to attack everybody. This nigga's crazy. Listen to this shit.
Extras. Nobody thought they were going to hit
In testimony today, President Donald Trump's top intelligence officials seem to contradict his claim that nobody expected Iran to go after U.S. allies in the region.
The president says nobody knew. And my question is, did you tell him?
What I can tell you is that Iran had specific plans to hit U.S. interests and energy sites across the region. And that's why the Department of War and the Department of State took measures for force protection and personnel protection in advance of Operation Epic Fury. I think that's what's most important.
CNN reported that the Trump administration underestimated Iran's willingness to close the Strait of Hormuz. Senators asked top intelligence officials if the president was briefed on that likely outcome.
Did you brief the president if he starts a war of choice, that the likely result would be that Iran would strike adjacent Gulf nations and close the Strait of Hormuz? Did you brief him on those two facts that I think have been consistently the assumptions of the intelligence community?
I have not and won't divulge internal conversations. I will.
That's Chelsea Gabbard, bitch ass. She's one of the secretaries of the intelligence, gathering intelligence. That fucking bitch ain't nothing. There was a fucking video or a picture of the profile of all of them people that they had in front of this Senate hearing. And these motherfuckers profile, they look like 5 or 6 of the most lying motherfuckers I've ever seen in my life. This shit don't even make no goddamn sense, bro. It makes no fucking sense. This bitch says, I am not going to talk about private conversations. You know why, bitch? Because you motherfuckers are absolutely and utterly befuddled. You have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. You sitting up there talking about we have intelligence that when we attack them, they're going to bow down and come to the negotiating table and do absolutely everything we said because they killed, because them people over there are fanatical about their fucking beliefs. They were ready to die. Now you've got us in a war that's going to cost this country probably over $1 trillion. It's 3 or 4 to 5 and $6 billion a day that you are fighting, and this war's gone on for almost a month. This war is going to cost this country. America's going to be paying this shit back for fucking decades because of your stupid ass. And you people voted for this shit. You guys are fucking insane. All of you. All of you are fucking crazy. Any friend or anybody that's talked to me about politics and said anything positive about Trump, I don't fuck with you no more because this shit don't make no sense. I'm ex-military. My fucking son is in the fucking Navy. They better hope they don't hang my kid out to dry. That's all I'm going to say. I ain't going to go, I don't know what I'm going to do. But let them send him home in the box with a fucking flag over it. It's going to be an issue. I don't know. I don't know. All I know is this is some bullshit and people's kids have died. And this bitch ass niggas had the nerve to get on, their sacrifice. Motherfucker, it should have been your son. Barron Trump, bitch ass, big, tall, spider monkey looking motherfucking ass is sitting up there at the crib playing video games while people's families is fucking dying or playing some type of Monopoly game behind some fake ass office and desk that he got, falling asleep, telling him what he want for lunch. Bring my sandwiches up here to the boardroom. We're going to eat lunch in the boardroom. You bitch ass motherfuckers. This world is fucked up, man. It's a fucked up place. And this bitch has a lot of nerve to say this.
That those of us within the intelligence community continue to provide the president with all of the best objective intelligence available to inform his decisions.
They weren't supposed to go after.
This bitch has lost her mind. She's not giving him nothing. Trump say go over there, they go over there. They actually got a motherfucker who probably never even played a real game of Stratego, that fucking board game where the bomb is behind certain shit. He ain't never even played a game of Stratego, let alone led a fucking group of men into battle. He's not listening to them generals. And if he is listening to the generals, it's the generals that he appointed to run the motherfucking Department of Defense, and these niggas is incompetent, racist motherfuckers. We need to kill these son of a bitching Muslims, sir. We're going to fire missiles there. We're going to fire missiles there. We're going to shoot down a couple of their aircraft. We're going to sink a few of their ships, and they will kiss our ass like never before, Mr. President. They are going to kiss our ass. 2 weeks later, the Iranians, I didn't think they were going to bomb us like this. I didn't think they were going to kill people in Qatar. I didn't think they were going to bomb Saudi Arabia. I didn't think they were going to sit. They have bombed the motherfucking, what's that? They shot missiles at Dubai. Yeah, they shot missiles at Dubai. Nigga. These Iranian people ain't playing. And Lebanon is... they bombed Beirut too. Israel's trying to bomb the shit out of Beirut. Beirut lighting their ass up too. And Beirut freedom fighters have joined the fucking fray, and they helping to close off the Strait of Bermuda. The Strait of Bermuda is only about 20 some odd miles wide. They didn't close that shit the fuck off. Blowing up all kind of oil tankers, sinking them. Get that shit out of here. Now they over there shitting bricks in Washington. Shitting brickatees. Listen to Pete. Listen to this. They got a Nazi motherfucker as the Secretary of Defense. Listen to this motherfucker right here.
The world, the Middle East, our ungrateful allies in Europe, even segments of our own press should be saying one thing to President Trump. Thank you. Thank you for the courage to stop this terror state from holding the world hostage with missiles while building or attempting to build a nuclear bomb. Thank you for doing the work of the free world. The world, the Middle East.
Nah, fuck you. That's what we be saying to this motherfucker. Giving that nigga the middle fucking finger. Fuck you with your murderous ass in your first 45th. The so-called 45th president in your first term, you told people to fucking not take the vaccine, and motherfuckers died in droves. You a mass murdering piece of fucking shit is what you are. In your second term, you started a war that had already killed over 1,000 or injured over 1,000 servicemen in the United States Armed Forces. You a fucking demon is what you are. Fuck peace heads. This nigga he take off that monkey suit trying to look like he important. He's playing like he's some kind of politician. He take that shirt off, that fucking shirt off. You'll see all kind of fucking Nazi tattoos and white racist tattoos. That's who's running this country. A bunch of motherfuckers that wouldn't walk across the street and piss on you if you was black and on fire. That's who running this country. And the white people who like this shit think they actually gaining something from them being this way. You're not gaining nothing. You're losing money. Gas prices high. You can't afford nothing. All of y'all bitch ass, all of the Hispanics that voted for him, I'm laughing because I'm like, fuck y'all. All the Hispanics voted for him getting deported and shit. I will vote for Donald Trump. I will vote for Donald Trump. Now your ass out of here. You singing on a beach somewhere in Cuba. Talking about, I will vote for Donald Trump. He kicked me right on my rump. Yeah, get your ass out of here. We'll need you. We'll need you fucking up the economy. We'll need you. We'll need you sitting courtside at the Knicks game. We'll need you. And yeah, for those who was talking about some motherfucker came on my channel talking about, oh, you must be a Mamdani fan, the mayor of New York. I don't give a fuck about no Mamdani. All of the politicians are full of shit. All of them. I fuck with Gavin Newsom, but I know he fake too. Yeah, only reason why I like Gavin Newsom, if he became president, guess what Gavin Newsom's gonna do? He's gonna be typical United States president, especially a typical Democratic president. He's gonna make sure that poor people get a little bit. That's all he's gonna do. He's gonna lower prices. He's gonna get health care, lock it down. He gonna put the power back into the corporations, but tell the corporations, don't dump fucking shit into the lakes. I'm gonna have to spank you. Don't use child labor. I'm gonna have to spank you. Give women their fucking maternity leave. Make sure you have preschool and daycare for people who work for your company. That's the kind of shit that he's gonna do. I'd rather have a motherfucker in there doing some shit for people than no shit for people and stealing from people and telling people to go fuck themselves. Let me kill your children. Government. I'd rather have the other one versus the one I just mentioned. I'd rather not have either one and have a president who actually gets in there and like, we finna regulate some shit right now. This was finna happen. We're going to have some conservative ideas and some liberal ideas. I want a president to go in there. I want legislation right now to where if a woman gets pregnant by a man and she says, I'm going to have a baby, but I don't want you, the man has the choice to say, okay, I don't want to take care of the kid then. If you get the choice to be able to kill the baby, I get the choice to be able to say whether I want to pay child support or not for it. I know that's crazy, and the women, what? They'll go crazy. What? Yeah, shut the fuck up. You got too much power. Always have had. Women have too much power. They have a lot of power in some areas and then no power in other areas. That's what they hate. They want all the power. Women want all the power. The gay community, the LGBTQ, they want all the power. Everybody wants all the fucking power. That's why they lobby for it all the time. That's why everybody want the power. Women want the power. Men, gays want the power. Black Lives Matter want the power. Hey, we want to be able to power. We want to be able to power. Just shut the fuck up. Do something constructive. Do something to help the world. Do something to make a difference in the world. Fuck the power. You'll be powerful if you do some shit like that. Cure cancer. See how powerful you become. Cure that shit. Fuck them trying to stop. They got a cancer vaccine that'll save your life right now. They won't let it on the market. Say fuck it then. I got a lab. I'll create it and come out with it. We tested it on mice, everything. Keep it under wraps because if they find out you're doing it, they're going to kill you. Whatever you got, top secret, new car, run on water, keep it under wraps. Find some people that will help put money into it because that's a limit. That's the reason why they only have so many billion and millionaires in the world. So if you smart, listen to me, people who have ingenuitive and incredible ideas, you're not going to get the funding from billionaires because billionaires have a vested interest in being cool with other billionaires like Elon Musk or something, or somebody who's cornered a market, like Microsoft cornered the market on PCs. There's nobody else that can put their software. They can, but everybody knows Microsoft. They basically cornered. That's why it's in every PC. Same thing with Apple being the only product that Apple is. It's a market they cornered. That's what people want to do. They want to corner markets. So if you come up with a car that runs on water, like has been done before, there was a guy who came up with a hydrogen car. Car was quiet, clean, ran Buell. They killed his ass. You know why? The oil people find out about it. There's too much money in making petroleum products, oil products, gas. Too much money in it. They're not going to let you have a water car that runs beautiful and everything. They're going to kill you. So you keep that under wraps. Instead of going to billionaires for funding, you go to millionaires. And you gather a bunch of millionaires and you tell them all, look, we could all die from this. Fund this project. We'll keep it under wraps. We'll mass produce it and then we'll just debut it. They can't stop it. Now, the government will try to stop you because they regulate cars. That's what the transportation department, they're going to want to know how the car runs. They're going to put it all out there. They're going to put a press release out that this new car is coming. They're going to try to stop it. So you gotta fucking be smart when you create something that can change the world and help people live better lives. And you can't come out with a water car and have a car that runs on water, but then you charge $2 million for it. That's the American way. That's bullshit. We got to change that type of American way to where the car comes out, it's very affordable, beautiful, safe. You can drive it, won't blow up, da-da-da. But there are going to be a contingent of people out there who wants to see that fail. Even if you got it out, even if it had a great track record in its first year and it's affordable, people just go and gas it up before they even leave the house with a common hose. If you could just turn on water to your hose and put it in your car and drive, you'd be fucking freaking out. You'd be like, that's a genius. Somebody else is going to hate that fact because they know you finna universalize some shit. And they might even have people start putting devices on the cars that'll blow up. You never know. The world is that weird because people want the power. That's why there's a globe right here on Korner Store Podcast. We're not just talking about America. We're talking about the world. We talking about America first and what's going on here. Because whatever happens here, because we're a global iconic country, everybody, they have put it out there propaganda-wise that America is the place to look at for freedom and all this other shit. So the world sees this place because of this motherfucker that's in office right now, totally fucking different. They don't see the United States the same anymore. And guess what? You're going to start seeing the United States for what it truly is and what it's always been. And the propaganda, as a little kid, we have no idea what the fuck we're in and where we are. All we know is school, tennis shoes, going to these classes, listening to these bullshit teachers who probably, when you ain't even in class, eating boogers and all kind of crazy shit, telling you this is plus this is this. Social services and all of the classes you took, all of the F's and D's and A's and B's, CEEs and YDDs, all the shit you got, all of 100% and the 70%, and you didn't pass. You got to go to summer school for this bullshit. All of it was bullshit. Making up social studies in the summer in 90-degree weather, walking home from school mad as a motherfucker. Because niggas is at the beach, you in summer school. What is going on? Riding their bikes. I remember coming home one day from summer school off the bus, niggas was riding their bikes. What's up, nigga? It's like, we just coming back from Venice. Nigga, we rode all the way. I did. The fuck? Can't be a kid because they teaching this fake shit. We didn't do shit in summer school. And they passed me. It's basically a punishment that you didn't pass that class and you making it up by going to a summer school teacher and having a couple of little discussions, taking a couple of little quizzes, and then they pass you. You know why? Because they know that shit is bullshit that they're teaching you. That's why. The ones that they make exceptional, you know the people when you was in high school and junior high who was exceptional. You used to be jealous of them, always getting A's, getting gold stars, always getting praise. This is AEE, valedictorian. Those motherfuckers, those the people that they love because those the people that they kind of rise. They go to college. They bust their ass in college. They grooming you the whole time when you're in school. They want to see who's exceptional, who's going to take this fucking, this psychological warfare we putting in, who's going to eat that shit up and become thriving in that. That's why they praise those kids and say they're so smart and have them write speeches and do all these, because these are going to be the future niggas that might run a company, become a news anchor, become a business owner that's going to exploit the fuck out of their employees. That's going to shit on the environment. You know what I'm saying? They want to groom these people. Some of these exceptional people grow up to be exceptional, to be good people, to create things that help the world. And some of them grow up to be real shitholes. But you notice the difference between these smart people today? Kids are getting dumber. Trump is the only nigga I know that grew up supposedly around the time I grew up that was completely and utterly stupid when kids were smart. When I was coming up in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, you had to be exceptional in school. It was no cuts. Trump came up in that era and he was dumb. Everything was paid for. They've been doing this for rich kids for years, getting them through things. They have problems at school. They come to the school, get a school money. They let the kid go. Sometimes they'll do that for poor kids too. You know why? They see the demon in the poor kid. They be like, that kid, he ain't gonna do nothing in life. So they'll just pass them, knowing that they're not learning anything, even though the certain amount of the things that they're teaching. The reason why a lot of bad kids reject the shit they learn in school, because they know it's bullshit. They know the history is bullshit, but man, I don't believe. I remember my homie said that this is so funny that this story just came. We was in a history class and the teacher was teaching us about some shit that happened with a massacre and the Indians had scalped and you know, they was always saying the Indians was savages and they did it. And homie, I don't believe that shit. He just blurted out in the class. The fuck they gonna, I cuss somebody head out too. They come on my land talking about they taking over. I'll never forget that. That was in junior high. He got kicked out of the class. Go down to the office. That's why they can't have nobody subverting what they're trying to brain fuck you with. They can't have nobody subverting what they're trying to brain fuck you with. You don't come out of your psychosis, the shit that they teach. That's the reason why they're trying to ban all these books that have started to appear in libraries, all high schools about real and junior high schools about Black history, about real stuff, all these Black authors, all these real stories. You know what I'm saying? This spook who laid at the door about the CIA. This Black dude was in the CIA. The story. If you never read that book, which I haven't, and I'm going to, everybody, but I know the story. They've banned that book everywhere. Don't let them destroy. Don't let them destroy what this country is supposed to be. Even the founding fathers, all them Adams and Washington, and whoever the fuck else was there when they signed this thing, they weren't including Black people in all of that. That was white people they were talking about. But if we gonna be here and we gotta stay here, we gotta grow here, we gotta become. There's two pieces of legislation that has to happen. One, they have to amend the Constitution saying that we're not full human beings. I think psychologically, if they did that and told everybody that we did that, it's don't even make, and was very harsh on it. The next president has to really lead that charge. The next president has to lead that charge that they amend the Constitution that says Black people are not full human beings. That shit is fucking way overdue. It's bullshit. They do that and then they promote it in a way saying this is way overdue. This is a fucking scar. And they reparate us. I don't give a fuck how mad white people who think we shouldn't get that. You can take DEI. Fuck it. Take it. Have it. If you think that's a problem. But you're going to reparate us for slavery. I don't give a fuck. You do them two things, this country's going to be in a better way. There's going to be people still being racist and hate and all that other shit. Who give a fuck? But if you change that Constitution, full humanity, and reparate people who are we know who they are. They got your social security. They know. They know who you are. They know who to send the checks to. They do. Believe me, they do. They know. They do those two things, they can have all the rest and give us a fair shake. For those who would get that money, let's say they reparated us 100,000 each. They figured it out. It's worth 100 grand because they're figuring that let's just say they're not giving nobody no $1 million. If they just come up with that number, if I know anything, they're going to give everybody 75,000, some bullshit like that. I'm telling you, and claim that's all they can do. And you better take that and be happy with it because you could not be getting nothing. As far as I'm concerned, that's not enough for the things that happened to our ancestors, slavery-wise. But if they were sincerely contrite and they made a ceremony to that fact, and they was like, man, we serious. I know we spent a lot on military. I know we spent a lot on this. I know we gave this much to this group. But we're going to be real with you. The shape of the United States right now and the money we owe, if they just made an explanation and said, this is what we could give y'all. And we also got programs coming up to where it's I think that'll be pretty much enough. And we could go on. And we got to change the regime that's in there now because we can't have no more of this type of shit.
I watched him this morning for some crazy reason. And it was so inaccurate. Their reporting of the war was unbelievable. We have decimated that country. And if you watch BBC, it's almost like they're fighting us to a draw. They're not fighting us to a draw. It was very inaccurate news. It was fake news. So I'm very proud of the term fake news because it was my term. I came up with it, but it's no longer accurate. It really is. It's corrupt, fraudulent news. It really is. It's fraudulent. It's not just fake, beyond.
This is the shit that this nigga. There's a war going on, and he's worried about the wording. He's criticizing the BBC because see now all of the news outlets around the world are telling the truth. And one of his own, if you didn't know this, please go look this up. One of Trump's not operatives, I'm not, because that makes it seem like he's an agent, but one of the prime people in his intelligence department. Intelligence, for those who don't understand, is about the objective. Say you want to go to war with Iran, you want to know everything about them. You want to know if they have the capabilities to do the things that you're going to war with them about. This guy quit. He just resigned, and he was on CNN and all these other MSNBC telling people, look, I told this motherfucker Iran was no threat. They are no threat. We got operatives all over the place. They don't have no nuclear weapon, and they ain't trying to make one. They're trying to do this, that, and the third. He told them, and they went to war with Iran anyway. So your sons and daughters who died in this, whatever the fuck this is, they died for nothing. They died for them. They died for them. It's a sad state of affairs when someone can tell your child, walk into the line of fire of these bullets and die for me so I can make millions of dollars, stealing from another country that is poor, another country that you thought were not brave enough to defend itself and fight to the death when you're trying to take the little shit that they have. This United States government has always been corrupt, but it's no more corrupt. It's never been more corrupt than it is right at this moment. It's never been more corrupt than it is right at this moment.
It's just.
Hey y'all, this has been your boy OMD 300, aka Doc Savage, the man of bronze, and this has been another live stream rendition and episode of the content show Korner Store Podcast. You make sure you take care of yourself. You make sure you make your life, your family, your friends, and the true day ones, people you know, who you know would have your back if you was in the middle of the desert and your fucking tire was flat and you called somebody and they come to your rescue. You make sure that you take care of that person. God bless y'all. I love y'all. And make a difference, even though when you feel like
it's just
ain't no difference.
Yeah. 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 Speak. You made your vote, you think it count? The check you cash and shit then bounce. Egg prices really high. Damn. You worried about it, look to the sky. Damn.